So the second I saw that tweet that he said he was going to do the cash in, I thought, okay, well, now he definitely has to do it. Like they can't have him like say it and then not do it because then it would just make him look bad. But there was a certain portion of the show, like probably towards the end, when I started to think, oh my God, what if they don't have him? Like, what if they have him cash in, but they have him lose? Because I just had a bad feeling, especially because they went to commercial and I was like, why would they go to commercial when he just cashed in his money in the bank briefcase and then you go to commercial? Like that completely threw me off. And so I do kind of like that I don't know if I like it, but I can't decide if I like the fact that they kind of made me, doubt it for a second. Maybe
Hmm.
that's a good thing that they made me doubt it, but it can also
Yeah.
be seen as a bad thing because I didn't trust that they might actually go ahead and pull this off. I was expecting for there to be some sort of swerve or something, right? So I'm glad that there wasn't. I'm glad that they actually gave Bobby Lashley some sort of offense during this match. Obviously, it was a very quick victory for Big E, but they also, told the story really well, I would say, because I like the fact that Bobby Lashley was, selling the knee, and you see Big E attack the knee right away. So you see that. I liked all of that. I do think that it did come out of nowhere. It felt like it came out of nowhere, and I would have liked them to have planted some seeds earlier
Hmm.
on when they were doing the whole Bobby Lashley thing with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and all of that. I think they could have planted the seeds there. I did kind of feel like it came abruptly, but we all know part of the reason is that no matter what, a cash in is going to get people's eyeballs to tune in to the show. And given that Monday Night Football was on Monday, obviously you're going to want to make sure people are going in to watch your show. So in that sense, like I get why they did it there. It did feel abrupt to me, but I'm glad that they did it because the fans wanted it. Could the story have been told a little bit better? Yes, but I'm glad that it happened overall.
I do have the rating from yesterday, so hang on a bit and we'll talk about that. But Andrew, when it came to like what Denise is talking about, the abruptness and the no really seeds laid out for it, did you sense that the reasoning for this moment was, did they just realize like, hey, Monday Night Football's here, like we got to put up something good? Or how much of this was related to to AEW also doing the Dynamite rating and actually beating them in the 18-49 last week?
By the way, did you see our ratings for last night?
I was just about to bring it up
Yikes.
after this. Yeah, it is a yikes.
Yeah, I'll save it, but that's a yikes. That's not a good thing. I mean, listen, football's happening, but
Yes.
if you're creating content, and we'll talk about it. If you're creating good content, people are going to watch it. But um, I I'm gonna say this, and I think a lot of people are not gonna necessarily go with my opinion or believe me, but only reason why I believe this way is because I was told this. God, when Biggie won the Money in the Bank, that this was the
Right.
plan. I don't think this was a knee-jerk reaction to the AEW rating, to have him cash in on Monday. In, however, this is a reaction, and you will start seeing more of this, and that has more to do with the networks wanting to be treated equally. So you can't, or you can. I don't think NBCU would be thrilled with, you had Brock Lesnar at that Garden show. By the way, MSG, big Friday rating, right? It was a big show. I was there.
Great
Fantastic
show.
Very good show. I have to tell you, the opening segment was great. The ending was great with Balor. People didn't expect, the demon to show up. And you also got that pay-per-view level match with Edge and Rollins. So
Hmm.
I think it had more to do with the fact that that show was so stacked and the conversation around that show was so big that they have to do something big on this show as well. And they're going up against Monday Night Football, and they know that the viewership is going to kind of be pulled under them. So what way do you make sure that doesn't happen the following week on Raw? By doing something really big at the end and having people tune in on Monday the following week. Now, will that happen? I don't know. I'm definitely going to tune in to hear his celebratory, speech or whatever it is. But I don't believe that the rating for AEW played a part in this. I'm sure it's sitting in the back of their minds, but they didn't decide out of last minute, like, oh yeah, we got to put the title on Biggie. This was planned, and there's a lot of plan. There's I don't want to give away too much. Again, I'm going to get yelled at, right? I get the text message every time I talk. I would be dumbfounded based on what I was told if this is a quick one and done thing for Big E. It's not a transitionary thing right now.
Okay, so let's actually talk about this rating. The rating in the 18 to 49 demographic was a 0.43. So for Raw, you have to go all the way back to second week of July, the last time they were down to a 0.43. 1,670,000 viewers on average. So that is also the lowest from that same time frame. And I don't want to dig it. This is not the show where we break down the ratings and all that. Like, there are other shows on this network that are going to do that. The one thing I want to say about the question that I asked you was, if you are Monday Night Raw, there is probably a good chance that you are going to lose 10% of your audience because of Monday Night Football. I think historically it's been between, 5 and 7 and 7 and 10%, something like that.
Yeah.
And so if you're like, okay, well, what did we do last week? Well, we did a 0.52 and a 100 or 1.85 million on average. So if you look at that and go, okay, now what's 7 to 10% of that? You actually get, maybe even a little bit more of the rating here. And the reason why I wanted to bring up the AEW thing is because if the WWE was, if Raw was going to do consistently a 0.52, I think AEW was not going to get there again, probably. Who knows? But AEW did a point.
They hit last week?
0.53. So they beat it by one, get 1/100th or whatever the point was. And so, but if Raw sits at a 0.43, there's a good chance that Dynamite beats it, every other week or so, because the 10-week average for Dynamite is a 0.40. So that shows you that on their really good weeks, they're going to get above that, and on their just okay weeks, they'll probably sit below that. That's why it makes a little bit that's why if I'm Raw, I'm a little bit more worried, because they're gonna have a TV deal upcoming, and it's gonna be like, oh, we want to get more money on this TV deal, and I think that they will. But if the broadcast networks and the cable networks are paying attention, they're like, you guys are doing the same in the 18 to 49 as this other company that is way cheaper. So that is just why I think it should be on their radar, because that's the game, right? That is the current wrestling game in TV today, is that very guaranteed TV money.